The ocean is still one of Earth's greatest mysteries, vast, dark, and largely unexplored. Legends speak of strange creatures and species believed to be long extinct. But when a California diver reviewed his underwater footage, he noticed something that shouldn't exist anymore. What lurks there? Let's explore. In 1995, divers found something truly unusual at the bottom of the ocean near Japan. It looked like a beautiful flower made of sand, but underwater. For 15 years, no one knew what created these strange circles. Finally, scientists deciphered the mystery. A small pufferfish was the artist. The male pufferfish creates these circles to attract females. He puts a lot of effort into making the circles, using shells and moving sand. The ridges within the circles help protect the fish eggs. Amazingly, such a small fish can create such beautiful underwater works of art. If you were a diver and saw these circles for the first time, what would you think created them? Comment and chat with me. If a tiny fish can reshape the seafloor into art, what happens when something far larger reappears where it shouldn't? In 2023, divers in the Black Sea filmed two colossal long-necked marine creatures resembling the extinct Plesiosaurus, swimming calmly beside them. The animals, each about 25 feet long, moved in synchronized, graceful patterns that suggested intelligence and social behavior never observed in living species. Multiple recordings from different angles captured by experienced divers and marine biologists showed consistent details that did not match any known animal. Scientists now debate whether the creatures represent a surviving population adapted to the Black Sea, or an undiscovered species shaped by convergent evolution, making the encounter one of the most compelling modern reports of a supposedly extinct creature. In 2023, scientists captured rare footage of a giant oarfish swimming in its natural habitat, nearly 1,000 feet below the surface near Mexico. These silver, ribbon-like fish can grow over 30 feet long and have fascinated sailors for centuries, likely inspiring sea monster myths across cultures. For generations, oarfish were known mainly from damaged specimens washed ashore, leading scientists to believe they were extremely rare. New footage revealed them moving gracefully through deep water by rippling a full-length dorsal fin, a motion unlike that of most fish. Rather than being extinct or vanishing, the species appears to be thriving in deep ocean regions that humans rarely explore. For more than 100 years, the ghost catshark was known only from a single specimen discovered in 1902 off New Zealand, leading scientists to assume the pale deep-sea species had gone extinct. Its translucent skin and large eyes suggested a life in deep, dark waters, but no further evidence appeared as deep-sea fishing expanded. In 2019, researchers reviewing footage from a remotely operated vehicle spotted a white, large-eyed catshark nearly 3,000 feet below the surface, and genetic testing confirmed it was the long-lost species. Subsequent sightings revealed a small, stable population adapted to near-total darkness, offering hope that other species presumed extinct may still survive in the ocean's unexplored depths. This deep-sea jellyfish produces a striking bioluminescent display when threatened, and was long misunderstood by early marine biologists. Living between 3,000 and 13,000 feet deep, the Atolla was once thought to be extremely rare or possibly extinct in many ocean regions, until modern cameras revealed otherwise. When attacked, it emits bright flashing light patterns, known as the burglar alarm defense mechanism, which attract larger predators that may target its attacker and allow the jellyfish to escape. First collected in 1908, the species disappeared from scientific records for decades until remotely operated vehicles recorded it again in the 1990s. Dumbo octopuses live deeper than the height of Mount Everest, reaching depths of up to 23,000 feet, making them the deepest living octopuses known to science. For years, scientists knew them only from damaged specimens brought to the surface, leaving their behavior and survival uncertain. Deep-sea footage later revealed them alive and thriving, gently swimming with ear-like fins and adapting to darkness without ink defenses by camouflaging and feeding on small seafloor animals. Researchers have now documented 16 species with varied sizes, colors, and shapes, showing that these octopuses are relatively common and that life can flourish even in the most extreme ocean environments. With tentacles stretching 20 feet from a body measuring barely 1 foot long, these aliens of the deep redefine strange. Bigfin squid represent the deepest living squids known, filmed at depths exceeding 15,000 feet. Only about 20 confirmed sightings exist worldwide. In 2024, cameras in the Tonga Trench captured one at 10,800 feet deep, its tentacles trailing like ethereal ribbons. Scientists still don't fully understand how these massive tentacles function. A quick like tells us this content is worth sharing, and if you're watching on your phone, be sure to hit the hype button just below. These purple, sock-shaped creatures represent one of evolution's strangest branches. Certain acorn worm species have no brain, no eyes, and no proper digestive tract. Deep-sea cameras finally captured them alive off the Pacific slopes of California and Mexico. They represent an ancient lineage that split from other animals over 500 million years ago, making them older than most marine life. They glide across the seafloor at depths exceeding 13,000 feet, absorbing nutrients directly through their skin. Marine biologists feared this whale species was extinct before it was even properly described. Identified from skeletal specimens in 2003, they were known only from bones until 2013, when researchers off Madagascar spotted whales with distinctive asymmetrical jaw coloration. Genetic testing confirmed that Omura's whales were not only alive but actively breeding. The first underwater footage, captured in 2015, revealed their unique feeding behavior and haunting songs. The pelican eel lives in the deep ocean, where food is scarce, and survival depends on extreme adaptations. Dwelling at depths beyond 10,000 feet, it has a massive, expandable mouth and stomach that allow it to engulf prey larger than its own body, conserving energy in an environment where meals are rare. Once thought nearly extinct, and known only from specimens caught on undersea cables, modern submersibles have revealed pelican eels to be widespread, appearing from several thousand to over 26,000 feet deep. They drift with mouths open, and use a bioluminescent lure on their tail to attract prey, swallowing it whole with minimal effort, an efficient strategy perfectly suited to life in the abyss. This small shark was long misidentified as a common blacktip species, leaving its population declines largely unnoticed as coastal development expanded. By the 1990s, biologists questioned whether enough individuals remained for the species to recover. More recently, protected marine areas have supported their return, with cameras documenting juveniles in nursery grounds once thought to be lost. Thought extinct for 4 million years, this tiny hydroid shocked scientists in 2008. Smaller than a grain of rice, Protulophila lives inside the tubes of marine fanworms. Ancient fossils from the Jurassic period showed that it once thrived worldwide before vanishing from the fossil record. Researchers examining modern tubeworms discovered living colonies hiding in plain sight, proving that tiny creatures can evade extinction more easily than large animals. This massive sponge looks like a chalice and was thought to be completely extinct. Growing over 3 feet tall, they were over-harvested in the 1800s, with the last sighting in 1908. In March 2011, biologists near Singapore spotted a healthy Neptune's cup sponge on the seafloor. Further searches revealed more specimens, proving these living filters still play a role in the reef ecosystem. Despite its ominous name, the vampire squid is a harmless deep-sea animal that feeds only on tiny organic debris. Neither a true squid nor an octopus, it belongs to its own ancient lineage and has remained largely unchanged for more than 300 million years, surviving multiple mass extinctions. Once thought rare, it is now known to be common in oxygen-poor zones, where few animals can live, thanks to highly efficient blood that extracts oxygen from low-oxygen water. When threatened, it curls into a defensive pineapple-like shape covered in spines, or releases a glowing cloud of bioluminescent mucus to confuse predators. Rather than hunting, the vampire squid survives as a gentle scavenger, collecting marine snow with specialized filaments and playing an important role in deep-sea ecosystems. With legs spanning 12 feet from claw to claw, the Japanese spider crab is the largest living arthropod on Earth and inhabits deep waters off Japan. Once heavily harvested as a delicacy, its population collapsed by more than 90% by the 1980s, raising fears of extinction. Marine protections, fishing limits, and seasonal closures allowed the species to recover, and recent deep-sea footage now shows healthy groups gathering on the seafloor, between 150 and 2,000 feet deep. These long-lived crabs can survive for a century, growing throughout their lives and moving slowly as gentle scavengers that feed on shellfish, algae, and small animals. Their recovery highlights how conservation can protect even the most vulnerable deep-sea giants. The Tasselled Wobbegong is a carpet-dwelling shark, whose extreme camouflage allows it to blend seamlessly with coral, rocks, and seaweed, causing it to be mistaken for part of the reef. Covered in frilly, algae-like tassels that both disguise its body and detect vibrations and chemical cues, it can remain motionless for hours while waiting for prey. This camouflage is so effective that divers sometimes overlook the shark entirely, and rare bites have occurred only when it was accidentally touched or stepped on. Once feared extinct in parts of Australia and Indonesia due to reef damage, the species was later rediscovered through advanced underwater surveys, which showed stable breeding populations that had shifted to deeper or less disturbed habitats. The Tasselled Wobbegong story highlights how elusive, well-camouflaged species can survive unnoticed and why careful observation is critical in conservation. The Barreleye fish looks unreal, with a transparent, fluid-filled head and glowing green eyes that move inside it. Discovered in 1939, it remained poorly understood for decades because specimens brought to the surface were damaged by pressure changes. In 2004, deep-sea cameras filmed live barreleyes about 2,000 feet down, revealing that their tubular eyes can rotate, allowing them to look upward for prey and forward to feed. The clear dome protects their eyes from jellyfish stings while preserving vision in the dim, deep ocean. Special pigments filter sunlight and enhance bioluminescent signals, helping the fish detect prey. Observations also revealed kleptoparasitism, as the barreleye steals food directly from jellyfish tentacles. These discoveries transformed scientific understanding of one of the ocean's most unusual fishes. With pink skin and jaws that shoot forward, goblin sharks are living fossils with a lineage stretching back 125 million years. Most knowledge comes from dead specimens. Live footage is extraordinarily rare. In 2014, a fisherman in the Gulf of Mexico caught one, only the second ever recorded there. Recent footage from Taiwan showed a pregnant female with 6 pups, revealing breeding behavior nobody had witnessed before. The deepest living fish ever filmed shouldn't exist according to physics. At 26,000 feet deep in the Mariana Trench, water pressure would crush most creatures. However, in 2017, cameras captured schools of ghostly white snailfish thriving there. They have no scales, transparent bodies, and soft bendable bones. Their existence pushes the boundaries of what we thought biology could achieve. These jellyfish forgot they're supposed to float. Instead, they attach to rocks and seaweed, looking more like flowers. With fossils dating back 500 million years, several species were thought extinct due to coastal development. Careful surveys have recently revealed hidden populations. Unlike free-swimming jellyfish, they stay anchored in one spot, waiting for food to drift by, though some can walk on their tentacles to relocate. The world's most endangered marine mammal clings to existence with fewer than 10 individuals remaining. This tiny porpoise lives only in Mexico's Gulf of California. While scientists predicted they would be extinct by 2018, the Vaquita proved resilient. Recent surveys captured individuals with calves, suggesting they may have learned to avoid the gill nets that killed their relatives. If gill net fishing stops, they might still recover. This kaleidoscope-colored stalked jellyfish seemed to vanish from European waters completely. Once common, habitat destruction made sightings rare by the 1990s. In recent years, searches in Scotland and Norway revealed surviving colonies attached to kelp fronds. These jewel-like creatures represent an ancient lineage more primitive than free-swimming jellyfish. With 300 needle-sharp teeth and an eel-like body, this predator has barely changed in 80 million years. Known only from fossils until 1884, sightings remained rare until deep-sea cameras began capturing them at 5,000 feet. In 2007, Japanese fishermen found a live one in shallow water. Recent captures in Australia and Portugal confirm they still inhabit deep waters worldwide. This living submarine has ruled the seas for 500 million years. With its iconic spiral shell, the Nautilus survived every mass extinction event. Scientists worried that overfishing for their shells was driving them to extinction, but protected waters have allowed populations to stabilize. They use their shells to adjust buoyancy, hunting at night on deep reef slopes. Coelacanths were known only from fossils and were thought to have gone extinct with the dinosaurs 66 million years ago. Then, in 1938, A South African fisherman caught one. In 2024, divers captured the first underwater footage of the Indonesian Coelacanth at 475 feet deep. These living fossils can live for over 100 years and reach 6 feet in length, representing a direct descendant of creatures that swam before dinosaurs existed. Scientists have discovered a unique fish that is small but possesses a remarkable ability. It can produce its own light. It's the deep-sea dragonfish. It has 2 glowing spots under its eyes, one glowing red and the other glowing blue. Scientists used a super powerful camera to see these lights because they are too weak to be captured by ordinary cameras. When the scientists placed the fish in a dark tank with cold water, they witnessed something astonishing. The fish emitted a flashing light in a way never seen before. Scientists don't know why the fish did this. Perhaps it was to ward off larger predators. A fascinating mystery was revealed when a diver caught a turtle near a large rock. This wasn't an ordinary turtle. It had strange bluish-purple eyes, seemingly holding all the secrets of the universe. But that wasn't all. Tiny grass-like growths covered its body, arms and head. The turtle's body was shaped like a normal turtle, but everything else about it was incredibly strange. This encounter was like finding a wondrous creature from another planet at the bottom of the deep sea. The Greenland shark, the longest living vertebrate known, came close to disappearing before scientists fully understood it. Able to live for more than 400 years, some individuals swimming today were already present before the American Revolution, moving through Arctic waters while Mozart composed and the Industrial Revolution unfolded. For centuries they were unintentionally caught and intentionally taken for their liver oil, even though their meat is unsafe to consume, leading to a dramatic population decline by the mid-20th century. Underwater cameras later revealed that these sharks, despite cruising at less than 2 miles per hour, are highly effective hunters that rely on quiet, patient approaches to catch resting seals. Their natural life cycle makes recovery especially challenging. They do not become capable of reproducing until around 150 years of age, so population growth is extremely slow, and even complete protection would take centuries to restore their numbers. Recent tracking studies have further reshaped our understanding, showing that Greenland sharks travel vast distances between Arctic feeding areas and deeper waters, ranging from Canada and Greenland to as far south as the Caribbean Sea. First identified in 1976 when one became entangled in a Navy ship's anchor, the Megamouth shark was so unusual that scientists created an entirely new family for it. With a mouth nearly 3 feet wide and a body reaching up to 18 feet long, its existence stunned researchers who could hardly believe such a massive animal had remained unknown for so long. Fewer than 300 individuals have ever been documented, making each sighting a major scientific event, often occurring when sharks are accidentally caught or appear near shore. Rare footage captured in 2022 off San Diego showed 2 megamouths swimming together, suggesting they may gather where food is abundant. Despite their size, they feed only on plankton, krill, and jellyfish, filtering water through gill rakers and using faintly glowing tissue inside their mouths to draw prey closer. Their daily routine follows a vertical migration, resting in deep water during daylight and rising toward the surface at night to feed, then descending again by morning. Thank you so much for watching this incredible journey through the ocean's most mysterious creatures. Share your thoughts in the comments below, because I read every single one, and I love hearing your theories about these amazing discoveries. If you enjoyed uncovering these ocean mysteries with me today, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our next deep-sea adventure.